Hello, good evening, Shri. I know your name is Rajshree Balan, but you are well known as Shri in Ireland. So, thanks for first of all. I would like to start this with thanking you for consenting for this interview. And the purpose of this interview or this series is mainly to encourage our future nurses from India. And because I know you have done significant achievements in nursing. So this will encourage our nurses, and that will give them idea how to start their journey, career, and everything. So welcome to the series. So I would like to ask you to introduce yourself.
Uh, First of all, I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity on
Okay.
this platform to express my views and my journey in this field.
Okay.
Currently, I work as a nurse manager in one of the tertiary hospital in clinical audit department.
Okay. No,
Um,
like from India. I mean, where are you coming from, India? You are coming from Mumbai, is that right? Like your studies and everything started from Mumbai, right?
um, my stud my studies started from Delhi. I'm
Okay.
born and brought up in Delhi. Basically, I'm a Keralite, but born and brought up in Delhi. And
In fact, you
um,
are
my
multilinguistic, yeah,
nursing
person.
journey, yeah, I could say
Okay.
my journey. I don't say that it was accidental. I think it was destined. I wanted to do something in healthcare, and nursing came on my way, and I just I took up that sportingly. But I didn't have any clue, or I didn't have any information about what nursing was all about. I wanted to do something in health professional,
Okay.
and that's how I ended up into. But I think that has that has given me a good opportunity to be in this role at the moment what I am. So I
Okay.
think that was the destiny, what
Okay.
was written in me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I I graduated from Jamia Ahmad University, Delhi.
Okay.
It's a Muslim university, and
You mean
for
your
that I took
undergraduate,
the
you
entrance, and
graduated
that's how
from,
I got.
sorry, you did your undergraduate from Delhi University, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jamia Hamdard University. It's
Okay.
yeah, it comes under Delhi University.
Okay.
That's how my journey started from. Um, Initially, it was it because nursing was very new for me, and the different subjects to learn. Initially, it was a bit hard for me to cope up, but slowly and steadily, I think I gained confidence looking after the patients and started learning different subjects. And at the same time, I think I had we were a batch of 20 students in the class, and then we were well teamed up. So the group what I had was like very enthusiastic towards learning and towards extracurricular activities. So that really helped me to um, carry on that 4 years of bachelor's in nursing beautifully. And my teachers were, of course, they were very, teachers at the time, uh, they want things to be done in a proper way, and then you are in a stage where you're struggling so hard, but it all went very well. And I completed my bachelor's in nursing from Delhi. We were batch of 20, and then out of 20, 17 had the they were dreaming to go to US, because that was the time people were trying hard to go to take NCLEX exam, and they were aspiring to go to America. But I my situation was not in favor of what do you say. to make decisions for myself. And then I thought of, okay, like everyone is going abroad, let me stay in India and then see, to make a difference in myself.
Mhm.
um, and then many of them, they joined Escort Hospital in
Mhm.
Delhi. But uh, Escort Hospital was the hospital at the time. They were recruiting nurses,
Mhm.
and they were training in NCLEX to help them to go to America. But my situation was like, I was not in that, what you say, um, because many other personal issues, like I could not join Escort Hospital at the time.
Okay.
And I thought of, okay, that was not my destiny, so I continued working as a staff in one of the hospital in Delhi, and then continued for like couple of years.
Mhm.
But back of my mind, like, you see your friends flying
Mhm.
abroad,
Yeah.
and you hear stories from them.
Mhm.
And so you also have a desire, like, why don't you give a try? Like,
Mhm.
what's stopping you? Like, sky's the limit. What is stopping you? Why can't?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, um I was grounded
Mhm.
for many reasons. Like,
You mean
so I was
family reasons? Yeah.
content working. Yeah, I
Mhm.
was, but at the same time, I was content. I was happy working in the in one of the multinational hospital. But at the same time, I wanted to um, um make some career
Progression.
development.
Mm.
And after, yeah, when I got married, I made up a mind that I will pursue my masters
Okay.
in India itself, and then I did my masters in pediatric nursing. And then when I was working as nurse educator in one of the hospitals, some of my friends came
Mhm.
from America, and they were talking to me, and they were insisting, like, why don't you give yourself a chance and see, um, uh, as a nurse educator in one of the hospital. I was working in Reliance Hospital at the time. And I was happy with whatsoever was going with the routine, doing things, learning, conducting education sessions for nurses, and organizing workshops, and updating and upskilling yourself. I was very happy with that. But back of my mind, like, I had the thought, like, when everyone is flying abroad, like, why don't
Mhm.
I give myself a chance?
Yeah.
And that's how I decided, okay, well and nice, for a short term, why don't I give myself an opportunity and see. And that's how I planned. I think I went to that came on my way. Again, I say that it's a destiny. And Oman came on my way. And I got a chance, an opportunity to work in Sultan Qaboos University Hospital in Oman. It's one of the biggest hospital.
Mhm.
um, and it was a wonderful journey. But when you just look at, uh, because overseas, working in overseas is very different. Patient safety, accountability. I don't say that Indian hospital doesn't hold patient safety and accountability, but uh, I think in different
It's
countries
more.
has
Yeah.
different way of doing things. It's
Mm.
more like, you have to upscale, you have to update yourself
Mm.
with all your training skills. Uh,
Mm.
it's up to date. Like, patient safety is one and foremost important aspect where what they look about. And in Oman, I worked for 3 years.
Okay.
It was good. I learned many things from very basic to advanced level. And I learned how to upskill myself, especially with communication,
Did
especially
you work
again with,
in
I mean,
pediatric hospital there, or did you work in a general adult side?
no, I worked in pediatric setup itself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good experience, like,
Mm.
especially learning a different language,
Mhm.
understanding a different culture. that
Mhm.
that really puts a lot of impact, because when you work at bedside, your communication is one of the most foremost thing which is very necessary, I would say. Like but like when you look at the Indian background, I don't
Mhm.
say that nurses don't speak, but
Mhm.
the assertiveness factor is somewhere hidden. Nurses are assertive, but it's hidden somewhere. But when I went to Oman, I truly learned the importance of how to be uh, assertive, where you can express your words and opinion, and then how strong you can be in a team and how people recognize you. All these very basic things, what
Mhm.
I learned from Oman. And when I this is again, I'm saying, like, I believe, I don't, sometimes I think that I believe in destiny, but sometimes I feel like I should not be believing destiny. It's all your hard work, but I think hard work and destiny goes together. So
Exactly. Mm.
when I was in Oman, I had group of friends who were aspiring to go to UK and Ireland. So they came with me, but from there they wanted to go to some other countries. But again, I didn't have any intention, because back of my mind I had the plan, just to be in Oman for a good few years, learn and go back, because I had already my master's degree, and then I could just go back and just do the same job what I was doing it. But people influence you in every facet of your life. So these people, when they were doing their preparing for UK and Ireland, I I thought, like, why don't I give a chance to
Mhm.
myself to try to some for some other European countries. And that's how I took the IELTS exam, the English exam. And first, it was one of my friend told me, because I was very doubtful. My friend said, like, if you score the required score for the English test, then that country is, then you are destined to go. That means you can give a try. And that's how I took the IELTS, and I got the required score and applied for to one of the hospital in Ireland, and they interviewed me. The process took around 5 to 6 months, and within 5 to 6 months everything was okay. And then after 3 years I landed up in this beautiful country. um, this country has taught me various things. Initially I was working as a pediatric nurse in one of the tertiary hospital. Quality and patient safety has always fascinated me. Even back home, when I was working as a nurse educator in one of the in one of the tertiary hospitals, involved with JCI,
Okay.
JCI audits, NABH National Accreditation Board of Hospital, all the audits I was actively involved in. So patient safety and quality was always in my mind. So whenever I was doing anything in the clinical area, patient safety and the quality things would be all the time the priority. And I thought, like, why not I, after completing after finishing 3 years, I thought of, like, I need to upgrade uh, my specialty is speech, but at the same time quality speaks everywhere. That's what is the demand at this moment, because we are taking care of human beings, and here everything is very legal, everything is very transparent. Patients are taken care of very well, and they know their rights. And nurses, whatever they are doing, taking care of the patient, is very transparent. So legally we are bound to everything, the protocol, policy, standard, everything of the hospital. So that that thought uh, was building up in me, and I wanted to upgrade again. And then I did another second masters in quality improvement from University of Cork. I completed it. It was a part-time 2 years course, along with when I was working as a staff with all the nights, day shifts. I was able to um, pursue that course with so much of your guidance. You also helped me so much on the
Okay.
long journey.
Okay.
And after completion of this course, I got an opportunity to work in one of the tertiary hospital as a facilitator.
Okay.
From there, it all started. I worked there for a year, and now I got what I wanted to do. That's the area of interest in clinical audit, and that's how I'm here currently, working as nurse manager in one of the tertiary hospital in clinical audit.
Okay. Shri, before even I disturbed you, or before even I interrupted you with for anything, you clearly explained everything, your career path. I mean, you have narrated your story very well. It's not a story; it's a history, your career history very well, and thank you for that. But I would like to explore, for the purpose of for this series, I would like to explore. Okay, let me go from back to front. So you mentioned about your second master's. Of course, I mean, like we associated so much on that one. So in that master's, you mentioned about part time. So you did your first master's that was full time. Is that right? I mean, MSc
Yes.
in pediatric nursing or child health nursing was full time in India. So because you did it here, it was part time. How does it make difference making part time? So in India, if you say something part time, they don't recognize and they will look at you like very secondary or something. But how do you say that really helped you? And what is the advantage and disadvantage of this doing this part-time degree?
Part-time degrees, it gives you more flexibility, because
Yes.
everyone who wants to pursue their higher education, higher, like if they want to upgrade and upskill, not necessarily their timings are flexible, because the hospital shifts are, it's not so easy, like 12-hour shifts.
Hmm.
And looking at the cost of living, you cannot take a career break, like the way in back home in India, like
Hmm.
2 years of full time, you're totally dedicated to full 2 years, and your family is supporting you, someone is helping you financially. But here, like, because Europe is an expensive country, it's a taxable country.
Hmm.
um, uh, you need to have a job, and
It's
at the
your
same
livelihood,
time, when
actually.
you
Yeah.
want to pursue,
Mm.
yeah, like, yeah, as you said, you're right. And you need to have a job, and at the same time you want to pursue, uh, you don't want to have a career break and then do nothing. This gives you a privilege to continue with your livelihood, like you're working as your job, you have your job at the same time. The timings are flexible. It's an online teaching with
Totally.
your mentor or the instructor, and we learn everything the same way what we do for the full-time course. But it gives you more flexibility in learning. And
Of course.
you can learn on your own time. It's more of adult learning, I would say, that it is not spoon fed or baby fed. It
Exactly.
makes you more independent. They guide you,
Okay.
it's your own effort.
Yeah.
In India, like, you have your guides, you have your teacher there all the time. They of course, here as well, you have your teachers, your mentors, your guides who are looking after you. But at the same time,
They'll
there
only
is
show
a
you the
kind of
path and
flexibility.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they will show you a path and you have to follow it. You have to, let's say for example, like literature review, you have to do of yourself. You have to find where the resources are. So
Yeah.
it's your own effort.
Okay.
uh,
So
so
Shri,
I think it
we'll
makes you
get back
more.
to the same point again in the next episode. We'll break it for a few minutes and we'll come back to the next episode. Stay tuned.
Thanks.